Okay, welcome to another Shooter Saturday, and today I'm going to be doing Doom. And for the next several weekends, I'm going to do about 3 episodes of, 3 levels of Doom per weekend. And we're going to start with episode 1, Knee Deep in the Dead. And as you can see, this is the standard original version of Doom. There was released later an ultimate version of Doom called Ultimate Doom, which basically came with a 4th episode called Thy Flesh Consumed, and this version only has the first 3. Eventually I'm going to get to the 4th episode, but today we're just going to start with Knee Deep in the Dead, and I'll be playing on the ultra-violent setting, and also this is being played in the Zandronum source port, which basically means this will be played in higher definition visual, and also I can look up and down. I had done recorded a video earlier of the entire first episode. However, when I rewatched it, I noticed that a lot of my audio, a lot of the stuff I said could not be heard when I was firing. And I realized with this particular game, you just simply cannot be heard if you're firing, because the sounds of firing are just way too beefy. So, I might not be talking as much in this video, which some of you might think would be a good thing anyway. By the way, in the original version of Doom, as you can see, there's no button here. In the later releases of the game, there is a button here, which when pushed, will open this wall right here, which will lead to the secret. Now that secret is still there, but it only has 1 entryway instead of 2, as in the Ultimate Doom version. Doom is probably my favorite shooter of all time. I don't think I've ever played a shooter that I've enjoyed more than this game. This is also a game that I rarely get tired of. In fact, I'm always coming back to it every few months. Like, I usually play through Doom and Doom 2 I play through them every few months, so I play them several times a year. And, as I said, I never get tired of it. And in the off chance that I do get tired of it, if I just don't want to keep playing these levels over and over again, the great thing about this game is that the fan community has been creating new Doom levels for years, and they still do this to this day. Every year they have rewards for best new Doom level. People are still making levels for this game. As of this date, if you counted every single Doom level officially released by id Software or some of the fan-made ones, you would probably have a number somewhere in the thousands. There's just thousands of Doom levels. And so you'll never really run out of Doom. And a lot of those fan-made Doom levels are really quite good, too. I've played some of them, and I enjoy a lot of them. I'll never run out of new Doom. Got everything pretty much back there. And this is the shareware episode, Knee Deep in the Dead, which was designed. This pretty much the entire episode was designed by John Romero, who is a complete genius when it comes to level design. And this shareware episode was released for free and on the internet. And if people liked the game, they would be able to buy the full game, which came with the other 2 episodes. This was a marketing tool that was started by Apogee Software, which id Software borrowed. And that business model actually really worked back in the 90s. Wolfenstein 3D, the game I played last week, was also released under that model. Now that button I pushed there did something, and I'll show you in a second. There used to be a blocked wall there, but now that I push that button in that secret area, I can now come through here. In the easier modes, even the normal setting, a lot of these shotgunners out here aren't even out here, which for me just keeps the game from fun. I don't see it as easy, I see it as not fun. There's something cathartic about mowing down a bunch of, all these assholes, especially with this weapon. And actually, it was this weapon right here, the chain gun, that actually ruined my last video and recorded it. This thing is loud, and I've tried talking while shooting, you can't hear anything. There's the red key. If I had to pick between which I like better, Doom or Doom 2, I'm not sure if I'd be able to pick one. I think I like them both as a single entity. I mean, I really don't go around, I don't really, if I play one, I'm gonna play the other next. It always has been. I don't separate them, so they're just one game to me. They're one big long game. Another thing that this source port that I'm playing in does is that your character's always running on default, whereas the original game you have to push Hold Shift to run. And honestly, in Doom, there really is no reason not to run. Another really popular source port you can play the game in is GZ Doom or Z Doom. And that one's a good one too if you have a high-end computer. It actually causes severe lag issues with any computer that was either not a desktop or a laptop in the Windows 8 era. Not until I got my this laptop I'm playing on now, which is my most. I just got this a few months ago. I wasn't able to use GZ Doom at all. It would just lag too much. As you can see, when you shoot that wall, that panel opens up, which is one of the secrets in the game. Now, if you shoot that barrel there, you will do damage to the enemies on the other side of that window. Usually. Now there's a chainsaw. This weapon is really good against melee enemies, like the pinky demons. I don't particularly recommend it against enemies with guns so much. And I definitely don't recommend using it against the Barons of Hell unless you want to die. It's a cool weapon if you're running low on ammo or if you want to conserve an animal. By using it against the weaker enemies or the melee ones. Although it does beg the question, this game takes place on Mars, and yet there's a chainsaw. Why did the military bring a chainsaw to a planet without any wood or trees? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Cool weapon. And yeah, this secret that I just used is my preferred way of dealing with these guys. Because otherwise, you would be doing this. Taking this elevator right down here, in the middle of them. They're shooting at you, and these guys up here would just be pelting you before you could really deal with them. You would lose. You won't necessarily die, but you will take a lot of damage. This chain gun is really good for crowds. I also like using it against the Cacodemons, which, the reason for that is because it puts them in a stun animation, so that they can't really shoot the projectiles at you while they're in it. Now this is level 3, and this level is the one that contains the secret exit to the secret level of episode 1, and we're going to be taking that. That was the Pinky Demon, and the invisible one was the Spectre. If you take the normal exit, you just go to the next level. But if you take the secret exit, it will take you to a secret level that you cannot access otherwise in the game. And each episode contains one secret level. Now with this window here, what you want to do is shoot the toxic barrel to take out some of them. I don't see it. Huh. There is no toxic barrel. Okay. Well, apparently in the original version of Doom, there was no toxic barrel there. In the Ultimate Doom, which is the one I've normally played, I guess there is one. And what you would do is you'd shoot that barrel and it would clear out some of these guys. Now that switch I pushed opened up this. There's the yellow key. Now what you want to do is, there's another secret here, and it's through this area. You need to lower this little stone part. To do that, you need to run through here. You can do this either coming in or coming out, but running through here triggers that panel to go down. You need to be quick, because it will go back up again. And shit. And push this button to get the Soul Sphere.
Soul Sphere.
Which brings up your health up 100 points. And by the way, in the Zandronum source port, you can hear that voice. That voice yells, yell out Soul Sphere. In the normal versions of Doom without the source port, it doesn't do that. Now there's one more secret. What you need to do is go through here again. Then when you go out, you will lower another panel. This one. I just grabbed the rocket launcher. Now another difference with this source port is that when you grab a new weapon, you will usually always switch to it automatically. Like I did, like in level 2, when I grabbed this chain gun, I switched to it. In the original version of the game, every single weapon would do this, including this that rocket launcher. However, you really don't want to be using the rocket launcher around here because of the close quarters. Rocket launchers have really severe splash damage, and I would kill myself if I tried to use it here. Which would have meant that in the original version of the game, the one without the source port, if I grabbed that rocket launcher, I would have had to immediately switch back to the chain gun or the shotgun, so I could start pelting that, so I could start using it against the enemies again. Which would be annoying, because that would be a couple of seconds I spent getting shot at trying to switch back to the weapon I was using. Another improvement that I think the source port has done marvelously. Now that button I just pushed is how we get to the secret level. But before we do that, let's head back here. We're going to open up this panel and shoot everything I see. Now there's still a couple guys back there, but I'm not going to worry about them. I thinned their numbers, and it's important because I need to go through there when I get to the secret level. The reason why I prefer to play this game in the ultra-violence difficulty setting is because it's really not that fun playing it in any other setting. The two real easy difficulty settings have hardly any enemies for you to shoot, and I have a similar problem with the normal difficulty setting. There just isn't very many enemies. I think the ultra-violent setting is the perfect balance of difficulty and just really enjoying the game. The final setting, Nightmare Mode, is the one I do not enjoy playing. This one just causes all the enemies to respawn, which means it's almost impossible to 100% the levels as far as kills go. And they also move faster, shoot faster. It's just not very fair. It's not a fair game. It's not well balanced. The difficulty is just absurd. Now, when I get that blue key, the lights will go out and that panel will open and a bunch of imps will come out. So you need to work fast. Got him. Now, as you can see, this bridge extended, and that's how we get to the secret level. But before we do that, let's show you where the normal level is, the normal exit is, and let's clear out some of the enemies over there. I want to conserve as much of my shields and health as I can because the secret level is kind of hard. Now up there is a bunch of imps. If you target the toxic barrel, you can clear out some of them, thin their numbers a bit. This is the normal exit. Grab the shields and health. Now, if I push that button, I would go to the normal next level. However, we're going to play the secret level. As you can see, all those guys from the window are now dead. And these soldiers would have been a bigger problem for me if I hadn't have dealt with them from up there. Now here is the exit to the secret level. Now that was the first 3 episodes, the first 3 levels of Doom, if you count that was the first 3 levels of Doom. And so next weekend, we're going to play the secret level, and then the next 2 levels. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.